Hi there, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, and wellness advocate. Today's topic is a little different. It's something that's been on my mind, and the topic is wake up, complacent people, be the change. And so today I wanted to just chat a little bit about how I've noticed on social media, especially Facebook and YouTube, in a lot of people's topics and a lot of people's comments on different videos of mine, that there's a lot of people who are just kind of settling for the status quo. They are complacent people. They're not the movers and the shakers or the go-getters. They're just kind of accepting what is, whatever it is. So whether it's their relationships, their family, their jobs, their home, things going on in the world, things going on in our neighborhoods and communities, some things that are just downright serious and that I believe need a change. And so this all begins with a lot of people who say, well, you can't change anything. They say, you can't change big pharma. You can't change the medical industry. You can't change the situation in the world where people are being overprescribed medications. There's a lot of addictions happening with opioids and painkillers and various drugs like benzodiazepine. And people are losing their lives. People are losing their families. They're losing their jobs. And there's a lot of fatalities with plenty of drugs in our world that are prescribed, that should be monitored, but yet they're not being monitored. I'm a living example. Thank God I survived over 8 years ago with Cymbalta and Ativan and various medications. But people are settling. They're just like, you can't do anything about it. And I say, there's always something we can do. Never settle. Don't be complacent. There's always something we can do. And it's even other topics. So if we look into topics such as the public school system and what a sham it is, it is not how it used to be. It wasn't even, not even close to how it was when I was growing up and how my parents, went to school and what they were being taught. No, nowadays they have a lot of names for it. You might have heard outcome-based education. They changed the names though. You have to really keep up, and being that my kids are grown now, I don't always keep up with the new phrases that they're using. But what it means is our public schools are dumbing down our kids. They're accepting mediocrity or even less, and they're basically putting out content and learning material that is basically monitoring our children psychologically, like we're talking mind games, asking weird questions, a lot of examinations, asking very personal questions. What would you do if you're on the street and there was someone who was a quadriplegic and another person in a wheelchair? Which one would you push over? No. What kind of question is that? And the thing is too, other than the whole dumbing down and the liberal questions that really delve into some very odd questions and lifestyles, we shouldn't be forcing kids into any kind of lifestyle. It's really up to their parent to parent. And true, it's, on occasions there are parents that aren't parenting, but we have to look at the greater picture. We need to get back to the basics of education, reading, math, history, English, and so forth. Another topic that's another big one for me, as far as people who say there's nothing you can do about it, is things like sexual assault, things going on with Hollywood, things going on in the Catholic Church, things going on in the sports arena. I mean, there was so many different people, and we're not going to go into names, that's for another video, but the bottom line is there's many people who have been sexually assaulted, and there are people who are physically assaulted, emotionally abused, and so forth, and professionalism, and professions really is what it comes down to. So there's different professions, whether it's acting, singing, doing sports, whether it's just on the religious front where there's these predators who are preying on innocent children and adults, and it's really despicable. And so people say, oh, there's nothing we can do. And I say, no, I disagree. I believe we can no longer continue accepting mediocrity or accepting crimes, accepting sex trafficking and sexual assaults, accepting that this just is the way it is in our world. Instead, we have to fight back. We have to stand strong. We have to fight for something. And everyone has certain things that might just light a fire under them that make them stand strong for a special reason, for a purpose. And, for some people, it could be for the lives who don't have a voice. Think about our innocent babies who are not born yet, and they're losing their lives every day to abortion. And whether you agree or whether you disagree, the point is that people have different beliefs, and some people do stand up. Some people are making a difference. And if we want to see change, if we really, truly, in a genuine way, want to see some positive change in the world around us, it's time that we stand up and we become the change, that we get off the couch and just sitting back and accepting that this is just the way it is and thinking there's nothing you can do about it. I believe that there are people who are making a difference. Sometimes it's just one person, whether it was someone like Martin Luther King, who stood up and he said, I have a dream. He didn't want to settle for the things going on in our world back in the days when he was advocating and really being a very public person in our United States to make a difference in the world around us, especially with African Americans. We have to look up to these people who are not going to settle, and who instead they're going to choose to be the change, to start a movement, a positive movement where they have a passion and it's burning deep inside of them, and they're going to stand up for something. And so for you, I'm asking, are you complacent? Are you just settling for less? Complacent doesn't mean you're happy. No, complacence is just settling. It's just kind of going with the flow, whether I like it or not. And so why should you? Why should you go with the flow if you don't like it, if you don't believe in it, if it actually burns you up and it makes you outraged that these despicable things are happening? The whole thing to do with Big Pharma, it does outrage me because I am someone who almost lost my life to potent prescriptions and doctors who just abruptly stopped the medication and put me in harm's way. I'm the person who is going to be a change. And it takes just one person, one story at a time, one voice at a time. And today I'm asking you, what is it that you stand for? What is it? Is there a certain cause that you believe in? So many people have a personal passion for a specific cause. Maybe it's homelessness. Maybe it's poverty. Maybe it's domestic abuse. Maybe it's for someone who's sick and down and out. Maybe it's for building up marriages and making them strong. Maybe it's for protecting children in our world who are being abused, who are being harmed in so many different ways. Maybe it's for a certain country. Maybe you have a heart for a specific country and you go to this country and you stand strong for the country and you believe in a cause for them. And so if you do, I congratulate you, because this is what we need. This is what our world needs. People who stand strong, who say, I'm going to do it. And so today, I'm trying to just ignite some questions for you to make you think, to make you start questioning your purpose in life, and that you do have the ability. Now, we can't change people. There's people who know we can't change. We can't change our spouse. We can't change our kids. Kids will be kids, and they can be headstrong and stubborn, but we can be the example. We can think about the way we speak and the way we act, and we have to look at our lifestyles and even the way we eat. When it comes to health, what are we putting in our bodies? Are we putting just crappy food? Because when you put inferior ingredients and junk food and fast foods and just garbage into your body, how can you expect to feel like $1,000,000? And then if you're just into popping pills and you expect a magic bullet, you just expect your medication to just, boom, heal you. I got news. Painkillers do not heal people. They get people hooked. You get hooked on opioids. You get hooked on benzos. You get hooked on harsh prescriptions. And then what? You lose your life, people, okay? So I'm telling you this from personal experience. I wasn't taking drugs for a recreational reason. No, I was taking them and following directions from doctors who were trying to so-called help me with fibromyalgia, herniated discs, and depression and ADHD. But what I really believe, I believe that most medication, not all, but most medication is more harmful than helpful. That's my own personal opinion. If you want to disagree, hey, we live in a world where you have the freedom to agree to disagree. And a lot of times, let's just make peace over that one. We don't have to be in conflict over it. I know everyone has their own experience. But then that brings us back to, what are you passionate about? So I am passionate about healing, health, and hope. I am passionate about writing and speaking and sharing and really reaching out to help people look into natural ways, doable ways that they could increase their quality of life. And when we increase our life, we are touching our families' lives in a powerful way too. And all the people around us will be impacted. When we are doing well, a lot of other people will be directly influenced by us. And this is something very good. So today, share with me, what is it that you are a believer in? What is it that you think is an important cause to stand up for? Are you sitting back and being complacent? Today, I challenge you. Leave the complacency behind. Pick at least one thing today. Do a little research. Educate yourself. And then start talking about it. Even ask questions on social media. Ask other people, what are you standing for? What cause do you believe in? And then go out there and be the change that our world needs. If you'd like more encouragement, inspiration, and wellness tips, go to danaorcurie.com. Like, subscribe, and share. God bless.